From Jamestown's King Palace to Black Star Square and Coconut Grove, welcome to Ghana. This West African country sits nearly in the middle of the world, practically at the equator. Ghana is home to 27 million people and is quickly becoming a destination spot with a distinctive array of attractions. We'll visit many, making education our final home with Moving Forward, Noya, Children of Jamestown. But first, to the capital city. Enter Accra, where the colors of the city are as bright and vibrant as the people. Known as the trading hub of the country. Under colorful umbrellas in the heat of the day, you can get anything from fabric to fans or purses.
Don't worry, you have no problem.
Even shea butter.
It's a fruit. After taking the fruit, then you get the seed. After the seed, then you ground it. If you ground it, then you put it on fire. You boil it. After boiling it, then you break it down. Then you stir it. After stirring it, then you get the oil from it.
It's where handcrafted beads are made locally right in front of you. You can find anything you desire. This is Makola Market, a renowned marketplace that's dominated by women traders.
Yes.
Way up.
The crafters as radiant and rich as the handmade items they are selling. It's one of the busiest places in Accra. The sounds of congested traffic, hagglers bargaining, and women pushing their best products forward ring from street to street. For most, it's their means of survival. Travel down the busy George W. Bush Highway, and the sights and sounds are just as eye-popping. There are men, women, boys, and girls selling everything imaginable, from water, juice, and bread to Ghanaian eccentrics such as kenkey, a delicacy of fermented corn dough straight from the boiling pots.
This is Menkesem, and this is the second largest market in the central region in this area. It is the halfway point from Accra to Elmina Castle.
Here too, you will see a seamstress with a sewing machine on his or her head, even cooks with their fresh catch of the day, adorned atop their think tank, a pastor preaching on the side of the highway, or drummers leaving a funeral.
If shopping is not your forte, then perhaps the water and sand is calling your name. From gorgeous coastlines and fascinating beaches, Ghana is beaming with beauty. Ghana is also rich in history, including the history of slaves. When Katina's Classroom Abroad comes back, we'll take you to Elmina Castle.
View more video of Makola Market and amazing beaches and coastlines by logging on to KatinasKlassroom.com. Welcome back to Katina's Classroom Abroad. A trip to Accra would not be complete without a visit to Black Star Square, also known as Independence Square. There, you see monuments to Ghana's independence struggle, the Arch, and the Black Star Gate. Elmina Castle and Cape Coast Castle are in the central region of Ghana. Elmina Castle was erected by the Portuguese. It was the first trading post built on the Gulf of Guinea. While first established as a trade settlement, the castle later became one of the most important stops on the route of the Atlantic slave trade. It is a somber reminder of life being stripped from people because of the color of their skin. It is where ship owners regarded slaves as mere cargo to be transported to the Americas as quickly and cheaply as they could, arriving to be sold to work on coffee, tobacco, cocoa, sugar, and cotton plantations, gold and silver mines, rice fields, and as domestic servants. Current estimates are about 12 million Africans were shipped across the Atlantic, although the number purchased by the traders was much higher. Regardless of your upbringing, culture, or place of birth, after a visit to the castles, one can't help but feel perpetual change. A part of Africa will forever sit deep in your soul. Perhaps Kwame Nkrumah, the first Prime Minister and President of Ghana, put it best when he said, "I am not African because I was born in Africa, but because Africa was born in me." When Katina's Classroom Abroad continues, we take you to Jamestown, a neighborhood right outside of Accra. It is the sole reason why we travel to the region. Learn more about the slaves' final passages through the Elmina Castle by going to KatinasKlassroom.com.
Welcome back to Katina's Classroom Abroad. The Jamestown Lighthouse is located east of the Korle Lagoon and sits in the oldest district of Accra, Ghana.
The purpose of any lighthouse, anywhere, is like a traffic sign on the sea. It shines a bright light at the top of a potentially dangerous place, and it serves as a navigational aid. We are here in Jamestown to help the orphaned and abandoned children here navigate their way to a better way of life through education. Jamestown is in a historic district, a district with 10 roof homes as far as the eye can see. A district that is a fishing village, where the handcrafted fishing boats are made of trees, and where the children often follow in their parents' footsteps and are put to work early in their lives. Not as a method of child labor, but as a means to survive. The children run around barefoot, they play in the Atlantic Ocean, and they plumage the landing beach for food. Fishing techniques handed down from generation to generation. Fishermen are proud to have this industry embedded in their culture. It makes them who they are. It tells their story of long days and nights at sea, coming back, led to shore by the lighthouse that stands tall in the distance. And in the heart of the landing beach sits Noya Academy.
Do you understand? The N is the plus.
A charity-based and non-governmental school.
Noya is a Ga word, which means progress.
Isaac, get up. How many days do we have in the week?
There are 7 days.
Clap for Isaac.
It's the one place where the children of Jamestown can go to learn, to offer them a better life, a way out of poverty.
We brought education closer to these children. We wanted the children to progress from what they've been used to for these past few years.
Struck by the sight of underprivileged children playing among rubbish on the landing beach, Marissa Glauberman co-founded the school in 2012. And Glauberman wanted to ensure a safe space for the community's children, a place for them to move forward. She co-founded the school with the belief that education is the key to paving an economically stable future for Ghana's next generation.
I'm here because I love the children, and I don't see myself doing a different thing.
Rahel Anand is the head mistress or principal of the school. She did not grow up in Jamestown, but was drawn here. From children dedicated to learning in the rain with no roof on the building, to babies with no shoes. She has been with the school 5 years and sees the poverty struggle on a daily basis for the children.
I always tell people that no disrespect to fishermen, but I feel that these children can be lawyers, some of them can be doctors, so why don't they progress?
3,
numbers. Then let's move on to 6.
The academy began as a group of 17 students who were eager to study and now has 130 children yearning to learn. Their school desks are wooden, much like the ones you used to see on Little House on the Prairie. The uniforms they wear are donated from people normally from other countries that may or may not fit them perfectly. And the rice meal they receive is normally the largest or only meal of the day. Behind the screen door, a kitchen the size of a small walk-in closet. Plantains sit on the floor. It's where rice is prepared, beans are cooked. It's where the one cook for the 130 students picks bones from fish to add tiny pieces atop their rice and beans.
So at the end of the day, they are being taught and they are being fed. Children who otherwise wouldn't have food on their table have food on their table.
Water is shared, not wasted, 1 cup at a time, for all to use. The amount is limited, for the children know the feeling of thirst. Despite their circumstances, you see no hurt, you see no pain. You only see the kind and gentle smiles that are as bright as a moonlight or beaming like a sunrise. When Katina's Classroom Abroad continues, we take you inside their classrooms and get a closer look at the staff, the heartbeat of this school. For more on the Noya School and behind-the-scene video and interviews, go to KatinasKlassroom.com.
Welcome back to Katina's Classroom Abroad. An African proverb says that tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today.
Authentic Ghanaian sounds and movements fill the room. They dance for us, welcoming foreigners into their space, their lives. As the children perform original choreographed work, it's instantly a connection of emotions. Talents are not only captured through theatrical performances,
You can see it from my face that you can't touch it.
their knowledge is beyond their years as teachers work tirelessly showcasing their capabilities.
So we are going to form some sentences.
Jennifer Lamptey teaches all subjects at the school.
I told my mistress I want to help her to bring the children up for them to realize their potential.
4, 6, 8, 10.
Lamptey is one of a dedicated staff who works for just $65 a month to make sure these kids have a fighting chance in life.
They don't have any place to sleep. They need to go to the boat to go and sleep there. You need to see the room they are sleeping, the mother, the auntie, the uncle. There are many in the room. No proper ventilation over there, nothing.
Oh, clap for yourself. You've done well. Clap for yourself. Clap, 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 clap. Another one.
It is why Lamptey and the other teachers work for so little.
They really need help. In terms of books, shoes, exercise books, notebooks, they really need the help for us to teach them and to reach their level. They have some zeal, some potential within them. And if they get people to sponsor them, to help them, they can realize their potentials.
Because of that, the community has become very proud of this school.
Catherine Finch lived in Ghana for a year. Upon meeting the kids, she fell in love with them, and the Colorado resident has stayed actively involved with helping the children learn.
I was down at the landing beach taking photographs, and as I walked back, a gentleman walked up to me and asked me, "What are you bringing to us?" And just footsteps from where that man asked that question, the Noya School stood. And so I walked in.
She saw a roof with gaping holes, and she stood on a dirt floor where water would flood through the school, leaving puddles, all while the children sat in their classrooms. So she reached out to family and friends.
I couldn't do this alone. We put cement floors, we added the cement foundation wall, and now the school is a dry, safe place for children. Students came begging to come into the school because it was dry and sometimes their homes weren't. They would beg for school on Saturdays.
Not only beg for Saturday school, but for food.
What will the children eat? How are they going to be fed? The occupation over here is fishing. And without them getting fish, they don't get any means of money to cater for their children.
I was born in Jamestown. I live all my life here.
Humphrey Ari gives tour guides of the landing beach. The sole purpose? To introduce people to the children so they can move forward.
I did a little toss so that people can see, because I understand exactly what this means. Because when you are here and you are at 9 years, you become a fisherman. People run their lives on fishing. So when you grow up and you are a boy, you be on the boats for 1 week, 3, 4, 5, 6 days before they come back. But when you are a girl child, you help your mother to smoke the fish and also to carry it on your head to send it to the market.
8, 12.
Ari once taught at Noya, and he knows the importance of education.
When education is there, some of them can do something else to come and help the community. They can be lawyers, pilots, journalists, or whatever. So when we do this, it also helps the community so that there will be more change. Things have to change. I love them. Yes, they are the future leaders.
Those who ordinarily they would not have access to education, we brought it closer to them for them to have some kind of hope. Because you agree with me that with education, you can go places.
Kofi Anand said, literacy is a bridge from misery to hope. When Katina's Classroom Abroad continues, we'll show you what Katina's Classroom is doing to bridge that gap. For more on the Noya School and behind-the-scene video and interviews, go to KatinasKlassroom.com. Welcome back to Katina's Classroom Abroad. Katina's Classroom stands on a firm principle. With the books, you can go places. Read. Katina's Classroom's mission is to significantly improve the reading skills and educational opportunities of pre-K to middle school children in underserved communities. The nonprofit's goal is to bring awareness, help, hope, and healing to those often overlooked due to economic insecurities. By developing action plans with schools and creating techniques for getting a child engaged in reading beyond the classroom, plus tackling food insecurity, which is directly tied to a child's learning, we focus on nourishment for the mind, body, and soul.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Clap one to Katina.
And in that vein, we unveiled the school's first library, our Book Nook, where children can check out books and increase their knowledge beyond the classroom.
And there's a book for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
In addition to Katina's Corner, each child received their very own copies of the founders' books to take to their humble abodes.
It's a part of me that I'm going to give to you.
We also donated rice to the school to feed the children for a school semester, and we paid for the staff's salary for an academic term.
So these are the basic things. Just 1 is the feeding of the children, 2 is the teachers' allowances, and then 3 is getting in school materials for the children. So this is really what we need. It's basic for others, it's not basic for us. For us, it's a privilege. So we appreciate things coming in, whether it's used or new clothing, whether it's used or new shoes, whether it's panties, anything at all, we'll accept it. You know, when you don't have something and it's given to you, it's appreciated.
And a field trip to further their education was appreciated too. Most of the kids have never left the landing beach, so off we go for their first field trip.
You could see the joy in their faces as they rode in a car.
We're headed to the Kwame Nkrumah Museum.
They haven't been even a half a mile from home, and in connection with what they were learning in the classroom. They were learning about the first president of Ghana.
Nkrumah led Ghana to its independence in 1957. It is our hope this field trip will inspire the children to want independence from poverty.
He was born in a town called Nkrofo. Say them here. Nkrofo. Again. Nkrofo. Nkrofo is in the western region.
Progress is moving forward. If you are progressing, you are moving forward. So that's what this is about.
Let's go there. Let's pass here. Let's pass here.
For us to give hope to the children who do not have hope.
For information on how you can help the Noya Association, the Children of Jamestown, go to KatinasKlassroom.com. So our story ends how it began, with hope and the colors of the city which are as bright and vibrant as the people, their kindness and infectious spirits. And we leave you with the wise words of Kofi Annan.
Knowledge is power. Information is liberating. Education is the premise of progress in every society, in every family. Thank you for joining us for this special edition of Katina's Classroom Abroad in Accra, Ghana.